This is also 1990s, so we got to take into consideration like products that were available and like what people were using at that time. I used a little bit darker foundation, but you'll see that my under eyes are not brighter. They weren't really doing like lighter under eyes then. So this foundation is like one shade too dark for me. No bronzer. But instead of bronzer, what I used, again, I'm guessing, but I think this is probably pretty close. You can see that there is some shape to her face. There is some contouring. It's very gentle. So, and it wouldn't have been like contouring like we do now. So what I did was the same places that I would use bronzer, I used this powder. It's a blush technically, but it's really more of a contour. So it's MAC Taupe. It's a really good, if you're fair or light skinned, this is an excellent contour shade. But I used it like a bronzer. So I put it all around on the outside of my face, some heavy contouring on my chin, across the nose, right everywhere, a little bit on the eyelid, but not much. So just a little bit of taupe everywhere. And then also I have Stila Fade blush, which was their #1 selling blush in the 90s. Stila didn't exist when this music video was made, but the tone, the style, it's I mean, it almost looks like taupe, actually. It's only like a smidge pinker, and I just did a little bit of that on the apples of my cheeks. Now, it looks like there's highlight in the video, but it's light from the spotlight because she's in the dark. So to get that like spotlight, kind of a candlelight effect, rather than using a traditional highlighter, I used the Auric, what is this? Glow Lust Luminizer. This stuff is crazy. Like, of every highlighter I've ever used or tried, this, without a doubt, is the most beautiful highlighter. You can mix this with your foundation. You can do it on your skin by itself. It's like they actually crushed up pearls. I mean, it's expensive too. This stuff is not cheap, but it is beautiful. I mean, if I was getting my makeup done for a wedding, if I was being photographed for really anything, this is what I would use on my skin. I mean, it's stunning. So I just put a little bit of that on the nose, some on the cheekbones. Now for the eyes, I did a lighter shade of concealer all over my eyelid to give it a base. And you can tell that they have the very 90s thing of the lighter brow bone. That's really obvious. Looks like it's a gray navy smoked out. So to do that, rather than just using an eyeshadow, what I did was a navy blue liner. Added that all over my lid and one thin line of it underneath, and then just blended it out. Hers goes from darkest to lightest, and it blends up as you get closer to the brow bone. So to do just a little bit darker emphasis at the lash line, I used a Burberry eyeshadow in shade Antique Blue. It's perfect. And just a tiny smidge of that. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeliner in Marine. And then a little bit of, I curled my lashes and did mascara. I actually did a little more mascara. When I went back and looked at the video, she barely has any mascara on, but I'd already filmed. So we're not gonna do this whole thing over again. The brows are super natural, hers are. Now, for the one item I know she used, I confirmed it with Carol, the makeup artist, and it's in an article. So like what Linda was using, we know that Linda was using this lip liner. It's MAC Original Spice Liner. I don't have the Original Spice Liner, and even Cool Spice isn't exactly perfect, but Mob Beauty's M159 is. It's exactly the same as Original Spice was. So we did that on the outside. Now it looks like it's just her lips, but there is a smidge of red. Like they're a little bit more pigmented than just natural lips. And I think also because it's filmed in the dark, there's no way that's just her natural lips unless they like roughed them up first and got a lot of blood flow to them and then put the lip liner on. So what I did to give it, I wanted a little bit of pigment, but I did not want any shine. I did a lip powder. I've talked about these before a long time ago. I love lip powders. They're so unique. They're awesome. They last a long time. They give you color, but it's a really diffused matte look. So I did a smidge of this red and then more of this pink color, mixed them together and just patted that on here. And then kept the line natural. I think it looks identical to her lips in that video. So you can see where that luminizer is. I mean, it looks like I just had cheek injections, which I did not. Final touches. I had to do the stainless steel hoops and a black turtleneck. And that is the look. Obviously it helps that I have very similar to hair to her as she had in the video. You don't have to have a platinum pixie cut, but it does help if you're trying to look like Linda Evangelista.